Here comes the injury list, adding more players to the list. Can't miss this show. Muy buena, mi gente, aquí nos encontramos nuevamente en otro programa de fútbol con Bamba.
Dentro del área, golpea Petit, Zidane, gol. Ha marcado Zidane el 1-0 para Francia.
Welcome everybody, and here we go. This is another show of Fútbol con Bambán, and yes, like I mentioned before, Real Madrid continues to add players to the IR, to the injury list, injury reserve list. This is incredible. Carvajal is now the newest member in the list, which will miss around 3 to 4 weeks in Real Madrid. They're expecting that he might be back for the Super Cup of Spain in the 10th of January in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. However, this is not guaranteed. But what they actually said is that he has a little bit of an injury or a muscle pulled in his left legs, his calf. And therefore, right now, this is not looking good for Real Madrid, because with Carvajal coming into the IR, will add more to the name of Courtois, Militao, Tchouaméni, Camavinga, Vinicius Jr., and Arda Güler. We know already that Kepa just got out of the IR last weekend, and he's actually available for the team. We will see if he can actually dethrone Lunin once again after Lunin been doing the job that he's been doing currently. Or another positive news that we have is that Luka Modric just started practicing with the squad today and might be available for Real Betis' next matchup against Real Madrid. This is positive news, at least in this point, because Real Madrid, little by little, starting to get players out of the IR. However, we still have a very extensive list between talking about the two pivots or the two mid-contentions like Eduardo Camavinga and Tchouaméni, who are going to be most likely back by mid-February, maybe the end of February. You know, the best case scenario will be at some point at the end of January, but doctors are expecting that they'll be back probably mid-February. Now, we talk about Vinicius Jr. because he has a similar approach. He was 4 to 8 weeks his injury. However, the big concern about Vinicius Jr. was his injury was actually the first time that he got injured with the first leg, and it took him off for about 4 weeks. This time, it actually felt a second injury on his left leg in less than a month. This is the second time that he gets injured, a major injury for him. He pulled his muscles. We don't know exactly how his mindset will come back, because he's a speedster. These type of injuries are very damaging for speedsters, because now they start questioning themselves. Should I put all the effort to go forward? Should I slow down a little bit? And these are type of the essence of Vinicius Jr. that makes him Vinicius Jr. and the danger player that he is. So these are type of injuries that we're going to see how they can work psychologically with him to make him come back and be the Vinicius Jr. that he is. Now let's talk a little bit about how is this affecting. Now with the injury of Carvajal, how is this affecting Real Madrid? Well, we know already that you have the availability of bringing back Lucas Vázquez to cover a little bit for Carvajal. We've seen that Lucas Vázquez has struggled a little bit this semester every time he's had an opportunity. Maybe with the fall of Dani Carvajal, might give Lucas the edge to be able to fall into rhythm and be able to participate a little bit more. He will need, and this time, if you saw last game, you saw Fede Valverde actually was pulled back for mid-contention with Toni Kroos, and this was Ancelotti doing it to be able to provide support to Lucas Vázquez and not create something that is going to hurt Real Madrid towards the right back side and defensive side. So this is something that's going to be very interesting to see in this moment. However, we're seeing a very developed Toni Kroos on a really good rhythm. We're seeing Jude Bellingham back in the field, still in the high level, still not slowing down. We're seeing right now Brahim Diaz coming up and stepping up to the plate and doing his job. And the same thing with Rodrigo Goes. Rodrigo Goes got a goal in the past 5 games. So he's been scoring for every game that he's been. For the past 5 games, he's been scoring at least 1 goal per game. So this is very positive news for Real Madrid, because even though we have a long, extensive list of injury lists, we've come up and actually been able to get the results that we need to do, which is winning. And currently right now, they're not doing it as bad because they're leader in the group of Champions League with only Union of Berlin in the last game that Real Madrid has to face in order to go to the round of 16 random draw. And then it comes out to be that in the league, they're currently in the lead position in joint with Girona, which Girona is going to be facing Barcelona this weekend, which is going to be a very interesting game to see if they can remain leaders or if they lose position back to Barcelona. And maybe Real Madrid could stay leader if they win against Betis. They can remain leaders, or if they lose point and actually add the leadership to be closer to Barcelona, or even provide the leadership to Girona. I know it sounds a little bit of a mouthful. However, these are different scenarios that can actually occur in the league this weekend. So it's going to be very interesting for Real Madrid and everything that is going on. And Carlo Ancelotti has been in the most difficult spot because he's had to bring up kids from the second division team, and it comes out to be that they're actually showing up. Like Nico Paz is showing up, has a goal in the Champions League against Napoli. We've seen already Gonzalo coming inside and putting some pressure. We've seen the defender coming inside and doing some work. And we know they brought up Marvin, even though he hasn't been able to go inside the game yet. He's a player that we've seen before and know that he has potential to be able to measure up on the first division team. So this is actually good news for Real Madrid, at the same time in the middle of the black cloud that we have with the injury list. This is going to put a big challenge for all the doctor guides and team that we have in Real Madrid, and especially to Pintus, because Pintus now has to see how he can modify his physical attributes to be able to maintain the players at the highest level, but not fall into these injuries, which is costing Real Madrid a lot of ground in here. So therefore, if you like the show, continue to see this. We're going to continue to progress and show you guys exactly what's going on with Real Madrid team. And I know we have to prepare for this week because it's going to be very interesting between Champions League, probably the end of the season already for the half of the season for Real Madrid. It's going to be very interesting already to start looking forward to what's going to happen in December and how is Real Madrid going to respond in the Black January, which is always the month that Real Madrid tends to give up points and tends to lose a lot of matches. So we'll see how this keeps going, how this goes up in January, but we'll keep you guys posted. So I'll see you guys until next time. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, leave your like button, leave your comment, and I'll see you until next time with Fútbol con Bambán. Ciao!